Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. It's not enough that Sharon is dealing with her bipolar disorder again, but she's now had to revisit a mother's worst nightmare on Young and Restless, getting the call that your child has been in an accident. Throw in visions of Cassie and the not-so-little devil on her shoulder, Cameron, and you've got a recipe for, well, going dark. It's gonna happen, and when it does, spoiler, had better look out. There's a going on in Sharon's med-free mind right now. She's hallucinating her dead daughter, not to mention the ghoul that she stabbed to death, and fantasizing about making out with her ex-husband. All the emotions appear to be entangled in the events surrounding Cassie's accident and the aftermath, which, we're to believe, Sharon has never properly dealt with, despite becoming a therapist herself. Leading the charge to sort out this mess is none other than Cameron Kirsten, Sharon's tormentor whilst alive and confident as a dead man. She, of course, ended his life after he took Faith captive and went on to inherit his company, Kirsten Incorporated, renaming it Cassidy First after her late daughter. At this point, everything including the company is falling by the wayside as Sharon grapples with the return of her bipolar disorder, ignores her family's pleas to reach out to her doctor, and spends her time giving people intensely strange looks, snapping at them, or talking to the deceased. Cameron figures she's conjured him up out of guilt, but Sharon's unconvinced. He's not exactly a hallucination, but whatever he is, he's about to get her into trouble. Young and Restless spoilers tease that Cameron encourages Sharon to revisit her dark side, and we now know the catalyst for her doing so, a terrifying repeat of history. Faith landing in the hospital unconscious after attempting to drive a drunken Lucy home is just too similar to what happened to Cassie. Back then it was Daniel, not his daughter, who was drunk, and Sharon's daughter attempted to drive her crush home. They wound up in a car wreck, much like Lucy and Faith, and it was clear that it was just all a little too much déjà vu for Char to handle in her current state. After the details came out, Sharon had to step away from the girls in their hospital beds and physically staggered, leaning on a wall for support as she bore the weight of it all. That, of course, is when Cameron appeared. There's no doubt that given her state of mind, Sharon will be subconsciously looking to assign blame for this incident. She could turn on Daniel since it's his daughter's instability that caused this whole mess, and he played a role in the tragedy from the past. But we think she'll look to someone else to take out her anger out. Someone else who fits into the big picture dating all the way back to Cassie's accident. Cameron thought that Sharon was somehow blaming Cassie for the end of her marriage, but she vehemently denied that was the case. Perhaps that's because she blames someone else. Someone who just happens to not only have gotten with Nick amid the pain of Cassie's death, but whose son was in the car. Someone whose granddaughter just brought about the latest incident. If you guessed Phyllis, you guessed right. If Sharon's looking for a target, who better than her former rival to unload her pain and anger on? Making matters worse, Nick's been hanging out with the redhead, which ain't gonna go over well under the circumstances. Sharon's a boiling pot ready to explode, and Phyllis, we're certain, is about to get burned. Perhaps it's for the best that Phyllis takes the brunt of Sharon's anger. Red's a tough cookie and can handle it better than the fragile Lucy or the guilt-ridden Daniel. Given that Nick had confided in Phyllis to some extent about Sharon's struggle, she'll have some idea of what she's dealing with. But as we're all aware, she can only take so much before she loses control, so this could get ugly. Moreover, we're not sure how far Sharon, with Cameron coaching on the sidelines, will run with this ball. Might she descend so deeply into darkness that she decides Phyllis needs to lose something or someone to even the score? This could get not only ugly but downright scary. Are you ready for a new, perhaps darker round of Sharon versus Phyllis? Tell us what you think will happen next in the comments.